So there's definitely something screwy going on because your voice from Skype is going out over the stream, but the music... Oh, there's the music.
Well, that's all we really need, isn't it?
Whew.
We only need my voice.
The
you just listen
sultry
to my
sounds of John's voice. Oh, yeah. Yes, sometimes you'll need to refresh to get video. Sometimes you'll need to do other things.
I feel refreshed.
Yes, will you guys heed the call and get the Sentinels ringtone pack? That's why you see Guys' hand there. I actually put the call out today in the chat room like, hey, does anybody know if there's any phones on any of the card artwork? Because I need it for one of our little news items. So that's what's happening there is Guys is taking a selfie, but that's really just telling everybody that we've got a ringtone pack available. I think I mentioned on the stream last week because I think it went up last Monday or Tuesday, but yeah, we're selling a ringtone pack now. It's got all the damage types. It's got the Argent Adept sounds. It's got ringtone length versions of the theme and the victory theme, and also the variant unlocked sound, which is also a decent little text tone ringtone. So feel free to check those out. They're available from handelabra.com.
They're ringtonular.
They are ringtonulacious.
Ringtonulous.
Indeed.
Ringtonutastic.
So welcome everybody once again to the Handelabra live stream of Sentinels of the Multiverse. As you all know by now, the goal of these streams is to show you how to play the game, cover strategy that can help you win, but mostly to make you enjoy your Tuesday nights more than you might have without us. As we are the developers, you will always be sure to see to get some insight into the process and maybe even see some stuff before anyone else. What you've been seeing over the last few weeks, ever since we released Infernal Relics, is a preview of multiplayer, the public beta of which is coming soon. That's right, everybody. It is going to be in August. That's when the public beta is going to go live. And if you want to get in on the public beta, you need to join our mailing list. I know a lot of you are already on the mailing list, and if you are, then you're all set. Nothing to worry about. But if you want to participate in the public beta, you should join our mailing list.
And need to have the game on Steam.
Yes, it's going to be Steam only for the public beta. Sorry, iOS and Android folks, but we want to keep it all in one platform that is A, easy to publish to, and easy to get changes up on, and B, it'll make it easier for us to only have to troubleshoot against one platform while we internally are testing on the other platforms.
Yeah.
This does not mean that multiplayer is not going to be multi-platform anymore. It is. It absolutely is. It's just that the public beta is only going to be on Steam because that is the easiest one for us to administer.
Yeah, we're going to shake it down and make it awesome, and then it's going to come to all platforms, so don't worry.
Indeed. So yeah, I didn't finish my spiel. The game includes a tutorial that covers the basics, but we always do our best to explain exactly what we're doing, when we do it, and why, and depending on how long it takes for us to win or lose, we may play more than one full game in a session. Sessions typically last somewhere in the hour to hour and a half range. Sentinels of the Multiverse is currently available for iPad, Android, tablets, and guess what, guys? It is available for 50% off for PC, Mac, and Linux via Steam right now. That's right. It was available. It was on sale for Humble Bundle a couple months ago. It was on sale on Indie Gala 2 weeks ago. But everyone kept asking us, is it ever going to be available on Steam? It's like, well, those are both Steam stores, but they wanted it on Steam. So we're actually participating in the Steam week-long discount sale this week. And that's actually been going really well for us. It's been selling super well on sale. So tell your friends, because the other thing is that the 5-pack is on sale. 5-pack's never been on sale before, and it is. It's discounted now. You get 5 copies at an average price of $7.20, which is cheaper even than buying it at 50% off. So yes, thank you, John, for posting the sign-up link. That is our link to sign on to the mailing list, which is what you need to be signed up for if you want to get the instructions for how to participate in the public beta. Now, those instructions will go out when the public beta goes live. So if you sign up and you don't get an email right away, don't freak out. It's not going to go out until August. So when it does, you'll be on the list. That's who we're sending it out to, is people on the mailing list. So sign up, you'll be good to go.
And this multiplayer stuff's starting to look pretty cool.
Yeah, it really is. In fact, should we just dive right in? I don't think we have anything else. Oh, you know what? We should probably talk about Gen Con.
Sure.
Does that sound like a thing? Let's talk about Gen Con. So next week is Gen Con in wonderful and beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana. Because of that, the live stream is going to be a little bit something next week. I will actually be in Indianapolis as of Monday, and I'll probably be setting up for the convention all day Tuesday, which means I might be available to do a stream on Tuesday. But John is actually going to be traveling on Tuesday. He's going to be driving all the way from Halifax to Indianapolis, and it's still yet to be seen exactly where he's going to be or what kind of internet connection he's going to have come Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. So we may try to do a stream next Tuesday. We may not. As always, check our Twitter and our Facebook and all that stuff to see what's going to happen. But then we're also going to maybe try and do some streams actually from Gen Con. So keep an eye on our Twitch channel Thursday through Sunday, because there may be some other stuff happening as well. Possibly during the day from the show, possibly in the evenings. Not really sure yet.
And of course, there'll be the Sentinel Tactics tournament streamed by Greater Than Games.
Yes.
So watch out for that.
Yeah, so Twitch TV/Greater Than Games, they're going to be doing a whole weekend-long Sentinel Tactics tournament.
It's the first, finals. It's the 2015 finals, right?
Yeah.
So big prizes, a lot on the line. All the winners of the previous tournament are automatically entered. So pretty awesome.
Indeed. All right, so am I joining this Mystery Comics number 262, John?
Yes.
Wonderful. Here we are. So John has already got a game set up. It looks like we've got an Ennead with Unity and Megalopolis.
I just pressed random.
As he is wont to do.
Yes. But I don't know. What do we want to play? Do we want to let the chat decide? Do we want to look at your spreadsheet and see what's the least played thing?
Well, let's start with this. Chat, start giving us some ideas. John will keep an eye on that, and I will read off what some of our numbers here tell us. Our most used heroes, including their variants, are Tachyon, Legacy, and Fnatic. So I would say let's not use any of those three. So no Tachyon, no Legacy, no Fnatic tonight. And then, let's see, villain-wise, we still have a number of advanced that we haven't done. We haven't done Agent of Gloom, we haven't done Skinwalker, we haven't done Advanced Akash Buta, or regular vanilla Gloomweaver either. So any of those would probably be good. And, interestingly enough, Megalopolis, let's go ahead and lock Megalopolis, because we've only played there 3 times, it looks like. Which, for a base game environment, is pretty low. The others are 7, 8, and 6, so... Dark Roy Dante wants to see Night Mist.
Yeah, the chat mostly wants fully random.
Fully random. All right,
so
well,
why don't you drag in a couple heroes, and I'll press the random button, and we'll see what we get.
All right, so yeah, fully random.
So when you press random, it will randomize your heroes.
Right.
All right, so...
I think you should randomize until you don't have Fnatic. Because I think that I really want to not have the 3 most used ones. All right, who'd you get? Tempest and Dark Visionary. Ooh, interesting.
And we haven't played Advanced Gloomweaver.
Boom. I like it. And in Megalopolis. Perfect. I think that works well. All right, so we got a game of Advanced Gloomweaver, Wraith, Tempest, Darkwatch, Night Mist, and Dark Visionary. Let's pop open Gloomweaver real quick and see what his advance is. On his front side, Gloomweaver is immune to melee and projectile damage. Holy cow.
Yeah, so watch out the Wraith, because that's all she does.
Yeah, oof. And then on his flip side, we've got at the end of the villain turn, Gloomweaver deals H infernal damage to the hero target with the lowest HP. So that's an additional damage dealing he does. So basically what I think we want to aim for with Gloomweaver is probably his alternate loss condition / victory condition, whatever, where we get all of his relics in the trash.
Yeah, I mean, they're easier to kill.
Yeah.
So, and Dark Visionary can find them for us.
Yes.
Cool. All right. You want to hit the options thing and show people a little screen?
Yeah, so actually, I think last week we played non-open hands, but I think this week we should play open hands because...
yeah, I chose that.
Yeah, on the chat, I like to see what... on the stream, I should say, we like to hear what's going on. But then this is another thing that people have... We've actually received a number of requests. Not so many requests, but questions about this. Will everyone in the room be required to have expansion content in order to participate in a game? And so you see here, required expansions... M, that's Mini Pack 1, R, Rook City, I, Infernal Relics.
Obviously, temporary buttons.
Yeah, temporary buttons. But the answer for the moment is yes. If you want to participate in a game that requires expansion content, you will need to have that expansion content. Now, we are considering the idea of some sort of compatibility pack that people could download if they don't have the expansion content, which would be good because it would let them sort of preview expansion content, watch somebody else play a hero, or maybe play against a villain before they buy. But if we do that, it's very unlikely that we will on the first release of multiplayer. Just simply because it's going to be more work, and we would rather get multiplayer out rather than waste time on a compatibility pack and hold it back.
Yeah. So initially, if you want to play with your friend who doesn't have Rook City, you just uncheck Rook City from this setting, and then he can join your game.
Yeah.
So
exactly. All right, we'll ready up, and here we go. It will be possible. Dark Roy Dante asks, will it be possible to unlock a variant during multiplayer? It will. John, do you want to answer how that's going to work?
Yeah, so how we're planning that to work is essentially if you want to unlock a hero, a variant hero, you have to be controlling that hero. And obviously you can have the other players help you do that. For unlocking villains or heroes whose conditions are different, then, if the condition gets met, then everyone would unlock it. So, but generally, so the idea is like you can unlock a hero you're playing in multiplayer. So
yes, actually, if anybody didn't see the really awesome article at the AV Club today, Christopher gave an interview, which was awesome, talking about the lore and some of his process, as well as the difference between Sentinels of the Multiverse and Sentinel Tactics, and how they come up with the planning of the story and all the rest of it. It's a really good article, and AV Club is huge for exposure. That was honestly the thing I was most excited about. Like, that's a pretty mainstream site to be hearing about Sentinels, which is great.
Yeah.
So hopefully a big influx of new players coming soon. Not just for us, but for the cardboard version too. All right. Lots of zombie servants coming out. All right, Pouch of Bones. So there's one relic. That's good way to start.
Oh, man, Wraith has the best opening hand. Oh, my God.
We didn't even look. Yeah. Oh, wow. 2 impromptu inventions.
It can be better. You could have more impromptu inventions, but it's pretty sweet. 2
impromptu inventions, an infrared eyepiece, a micro-targeting computer. Tempest has got a cleansing downpour, lightning slash, localized hurricane, reclaim from the deep. Darkwatch Night Mist is 2 call forths, an oblivion, and a scouring mists. I'm playing her, aren't I? Ugh. Now the chat's going to make fun of me because I don't know how to play her very well.
I'll help you.
Brain Burn, Cerebral Hemorrhage, Mind Spike, and Psychic Maelstrom. So it looks like we've got damage-dealing Dark Visionary tonight.
Apparently, yeah. But she can manipulate just on her own, so that's great.
Exactly, yep. All right, so let's see.
Yeah, and Pouch of Bones is going to make it tough to kill these zombies. So...
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, the zombies are just going to hit everyone here eventually, so it doesn't super matter. Morph in the chat is asking about multiplayer. The stuff we said is all on our blog post.
All right, so yeah, I guess obviously you're going to start with an impromptu invention. I mean, why wouldn't you? I've already got, so that just gave me a Razor Ordnance, which means I want to get a micro-targeting computer out in play. And I think I'm going to play the other impromptu invention. Draw an inventory barrage, but then I think what I'm going to do here is actually... Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and get the utility belt out in play, and then play the infrared eyepiece. So now I've got...
I mean, you don't really need the infrared eyepiece.
Crap, that's not what I meant to do. we're backing up right at the beginning. Go to play a card, if you would, please.
Because Visionary's got...
Yeah, I meant to get out Razor Ordnance. That was my mistake. So yes, so this was, we're going to play out the micro-targeting, then impromptu invention, then utility belt... and play, then Razor Ordnance. That's what I want to do. Right. So now I'm going to Razor Ordnance.
I mean, it's not bad to have infrared eyepiece, but
yeah, I mean, I was at some point with utility belt. I probably will want to do something along those lines if I can't get another damage dealer out. But I wanted to have the ability to do damage and something else. Eyepiece. Yeah. All right. We got Tempest getting ready to go.
I do love localized Hurricane.
Yes, that's right, folks. I just voted for the card that I want him to play.
In the interest of killing the Pouch of Bones. And 1 zombie.
All right, so...
And drawing so many cards.
Nepicross says,
ridiculous.
use Call Forth and discard Call Forth 4 to get 4 relics.
That's exactly the same thing I would do.
Yeah? All right, cool. I'm definitely still learning Night Mist. Yeah, I love Lightning, Localized Hurricane. All right, so tell me, so I want to play the first Call Forth, then discard the 4 Call Forth. I get the amulet.
You want the 4th Call Forth to get Call Forth the 4th relic.
Well played. All right, I got all the relics now. And then, Dark Watch Night Mist's power is Attunement. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and then put them back on the top of your deck in any order, which is kind of a neat...
so conveniently, you have an Oblivion ready.
Yes. So let's do...
If
we do Elder Ring 1 on top and then Elder Ring 3 underneath it?
Well, so remember, you're going to draw a card.
Ah, right. So start with Mistform.
Yeah, so you want Mistform on the very top if you're planning to do Oblivion, and then the 3 and the 1.
Yep. Love it. All right. And Dark Visionary.
Her power works super well with Heedless Lash as well. It's my favorite thing. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just Mind Spike one of the zombies. Or the Pouch of Bones. I'll hit the Pouch of Bones. Get it knocked out. Hopefully the thing that heals all the relics doesn't come out. And let's see what Gloomweaver's got planned. Oh, great. Actually, this is fine. There are no cultists and relics in the trash, but it does play the top card of the villain deck, so it's not great. But I think I'll choose Vast Following. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one of those situations where if we had left both of them on the top, that would have worked out better for us, but oh well.
Yeah, it's okay. We couldn't know. Ooh, Rooftop.
Now, wait, is Rooftop Combat the one that disappears after 10 damage?
10 damage to the character, yeah, which we might not even do, so...
Got it.
We can keep it... It's one you can keep around.
If you do what if you're smart about it.
Oh, and it's just a Crimson Pin, so the Visionary gets that. You can either give that to Night Mist because she can heal well, or to the Wraith with the minus.
Yeah, give it to the Wraith because she's got stealth in effect right now.
Yeah, and then we can give that to Night Mist because she's good at healing. So that Crimson Pin on the Visionary, at the end of her turn, Gloomweaver will deal her 2 irreducible toxic damage. That's not too bad.
All right, so
I would keep smacking that pouch with your...
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. I'm wondering about what my second power should be.
I would use Infrared Eyepiece for the card draw, especially because you don't have a lot of things you want to do, so
yeah,
it'd be good to get an extra card.
Right, so
and you can still do it on
Pin.
Gloomweaver, and then I guess you have to.
Yeah. It's only the villain deck. So we got Ophidia the Deceiver or another Crimson Pin.
I'd go for another Crimson Pin. They're pretty easy to take care of. Ophidia does a lot of damage.
Yeah. Oop, and there's the Throwing Knives. Excellent. That's where she gets set up to be a real major damage dealer.
Yeah, and actually, I can put that other pin on top of the villain deck.
Oh, into the Stratosphere it?
If I wanted.
And then we'll know what's coming? And then you have it.
Well, then we know 2 are coming, right? We know it's 2 pins. So we can... I mean, Dark Visionary doesn't have anything else to do, but yeah, I'm going to do that. So we'll put the Crimson Pin on top, and now there's 2 Crimson Pins on top, which we'll just leave there and not change them. Yeah, that no projectile damage is tough with Tempest as well. Because he likes to do projectile. He also likes lightning, though. And maybe I will get Hailstorm soon.
Yeah, what is it? It's no projectile, and what's the second one?
Projectile and
Melee? Yeah.
Yeah. Which are the 2 damage types that the Wraith deals.
All right. So yeah, I definitely feel like let's just Oblivion. I like it. All right. So select the whose damage will be dealt to each target. That's going to be the 1 Elder Ring. We can choose for me on this one.
Yeah, and you get Nemesis damage as well. Which is nice.
Yeah.
And then hit... I guess it doesn't really matter because it's going to kill the zombies either way. But you could hit the pouch first if you wanted.
All right, 1 of 3 relics in the trash.
Very nice.
All right, so let's see what I got here. Ooh, Star Shield Necklace, Mists of Time. There's your Heedless Lash.
Yeah, so here's where you can, so a suggestion, if you put the Heedless Lash on top, you can draw it, and then
I can use it to...
You probably want to play the Star Shield Necklace, I would imagine.
Yeah, so let's see here. Reveal the top card of your deck. Nemesis deals yourself 1. Yeah, that's perfect because it's only a 1. So yeah, so Heedless Lash will go on top, then Star Shield underneath it, and then Mist of Time third.
Yeah. And then you get... Yeah. It's a good... she's great for planning your next turn. Super good.
On his front side, Gloomweaver's advanced rules is it being immune to melee and projectile damage. Morph 1470.
I think I'm just going to skip twice for the Visionary because I guess I could manipulate the environment deck. Maybe I'll do that. That's better than skipping. So I will just do a Psychic Maelstrom or I'll Cerebral Hemorrhage, I think. Do some damage to Gloomweaver. Oh, I got rid of her for combat. Oh, well. That's okay. Yeah, let's avoid a hostage situation.
Yep.
It's pretty awful. Target Innocence is pretty easy to kill.
Prophetic Vision, not bad. It's more environmental deck management there.
Yep. And our first Crimson Pin. It can go probably next... If you want, it could just go next to the Wraith and she could stealth and take no damage.
Yeah, I got no problem with that.
And so Razor Ordnance, I guess if you wanted, you could attack the targeting Innocence, unless someone else is going to take care of it.
Yeah, let's look at that. So at the start of the environment turn, this card deals each hero target 3 fire damage, then look through the environment trash for impending casualty and put it into play. We don't have one of those in the trash.
Yeah, but the fire damage sucks. So why don't you I mean, you could Razor Ordnance that, and like the other players could basically get rid of it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and Trust Fund and see if we can't get some more stuff out here. So we got 1, 2, I got a Stun Bolt. Suit Yourself, Mega Computer. All right, so let's... Yeah, I've already got a micro-targeting, so I can get rid of one of those. And then... Yeah... Yeah, I never use Mega Computer. So I'm gonna
Until you do.
I know.
It's worth 2 damage.
I'm terrible at this
Inventory
game.
Barrage.
Well, I kept Inventory Barrage, so... But I'm not gonna... I mean, yeah, I guess it would... It's just I have so many other cards I would rather play than that at this point. So, all right, so let's go ahead and deal a whole ton of damage, a whole mess of damage to targeting Innocence. That's going to be halfway to Garbage Town, and then we will stealth.
Yeah, if you stealth, you'll take 0 from that Crimson Pin. So, and a Throat Jab, perfect.
Oh, except of course that it's irreducible.
Oh, it's irreducible.
Ah.
Do you want to go back?
I do. All right, so let's work. Yeah, so we'll Razor Ordnance.
Oh, someone in the chat mentioned, but we didn't read it.
Yeah, so I'm going to raise your ordnance, the targeting innocence, and then I'm going to infrared eyepiece.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course it uses up your stealth anyways, so you don't. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll keep the crimson pin on top and drop the other guy to
Then
the
you
bottom.
get the extra card draw, which is nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Tempest will help start killing that bad thing.
Bad thing.
Cancel out the localized hurricane. I will hit the things I can hit. Yay, cold damage. So it's tough to give up 3 extra cards.
Yeah. Another Into the Stratosphere. Always useful. All right, so we were talking about Heedless Lash here, and this is what you were explaining to me on a previous stream, is that the cool thing about Heedless Lash, a lot of the way that Night Mist mechanic works is that she reveals cards that have these magic numbers on them, and then she uses the magic numbers to do certain things, but in most cases, she then discards the card. Mm-hmm. But Heedless Lash allows you to put the card that you use its magic number for into play or into your hand, which is what makes it a neat card. So we're going to play Heedless Lash here. It reveals the Star Shield necklace. So I do have to take the 1 damage from it.
I would do it to Gloomweaver for the Nemesis bonus.
Ah, yes. There's a +1 damage there. And now I get to put it into play, which is awesome because so the Star Shield necklace at the end of your turn, you may discard a card. If you do, you regain that card's sparkle number.
Hit points.
HP, exactly. So let's see what I've got here. I'm at 18. I'm actually the lowest right now, but I could get rid of. I'm not going to use both of these amulets of the Elder
You
Gods.
get to draw a card first. Remember, that happens at the end of your turn. So if you use your power, you might have a different option.
Let's see what we got here. Ooh, Mist of Time, another card that I never use that I'm sure everyone's going to tell me now that I'm an idiot for not using. Night Mist deals yourself 2 infernal damage, switch your trash and hero decks. I think the issue is I just never have... I have yet to come across a really good situation in a game that I'm playing where this would be very useful. But I know John has explained to me situations where it could be useful.
Yeah, so I mean here... You don't have necessarily an obvious, like Oblivion or Heedless Lash play, but you could think about, do you want to do an Enlightenment into a Magic 4, for example, right? Or do you want to get Call Forth? There's only 2 relics in your deck, so it's probably not worth it. Or do you want to use Scouring Mists or whatever? So, or kind of you want to think about what you want to do next turn when you're looking at these, based on what's in your hand and what's the options here.
Yeah, I think they're already in the right order. I'm going to Mist of Time. Then I'm going to Enlightenment, and then I'm going to Call Forth. And then I'll go ahead and discard that Mist of Time, gain 4 HP back.
Cool.
And that's that.
All right, so we want to get rid of that targeting instance, and luckily, Dark Visionary is the damage dealer extraordinaire, so she is going to do that. And we know what Gloomweaver has, another pin, which we're okay with. So I'm going to reveal Megalopolis again and hope to avoid paparazzi or something terrible. Oh, police backup and cramped quarters combat.
Yeah, 2 cards I have no problem with.
Yeah, well, we have a serious problem with cramped quarters combat because Gloomweaver's immune to melee damage.
Oh, right.
But so we want police backup. Even though it won't damage Gloomweaver, it's better than us being able to do no damage. So.
That's true. Yeah, the swapping for a huge heal. Evil Dice Monkey talks about that. I do remember we had a situation like that on the stream once where we took Night Mist back up to like 20-something hit points.
Yeah, especially if you can like get her an extra card play, because it does sort of take 2 turns to do it, right? So if you can get her an extra card play, it makes it pretty effective. All right. So you do have a pin next to you that's going to hit you, but you could kill it on your turn pretty easily if you wanted.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah, unfortunately, all the damage that the Wraith does is going to be ignored by Gloomweaver.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much just hitting the pins. And they don't actually deal their own damage, so Stun Bolt doesn't really matter for them. Or Throat Jab.
Yeah, I think I am, at least at the moment, I'm going to go ahead and put out a combat stance, just in case. Because I can't think of... I mean, I guess I could use Suit Yourself, but I feel like I might want to hang on to that for later.
I mean, throwing knives isn't a bad call.
Yeah, but like combat stance to me is like you know, if the Crimson Pin, if I get another Crimson Pin out, that's going to help me deal with it fairly quickly. So I'm going to Razor Ordnance this Crimson Pin.
Yeah, the one that's on you.
Yeah, the one that's on me. So that'll be gone, and then I'm set up for later with combat stance, even though it's not going to help against Gloomweaver.
I mean, go ahead and Infrared Eyepiece if you want. Like,
yeah, get another card, and let's see what we got here. Yeah, so like avoid Cursed Alkalite, sure. But let's see, Strength of the Grave. There's no zombies in play, so right now it's not a big deal.
And like you have Ball Lightning, it's easy to get rid of. So
right. Yeah,
that's another no turn for Gloomweaver. So
yep. Yeah, and actually, what the chat did say as we were setting this game up, they were like, "Oh my goodness, there's a lot of deck control in this setup," which is true. I mean, you can see it already. Like we are just holding Gloomweaver, holding the line.
Yeah, I mean, I could enter the Stratosphere, the other pin, and then we know we have a pin, and then Strength of the Grave.
Yeah.
That pin's on Night Mist. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the question is, like, how fast do we want this to go? Like, do you want to Lightning slash Gloomweaver and take him down to 70? And then... Actually, you know what? The police backup is good, but they're not going to do anything because he's immune to projectile.
He's immune to tacos, the chat says.
Yeah. I'm not immune
I mean, I'd love to do Vicious Cyclone, but of course, he's immune to projectile damage. So I think I'm just going to enter the Stratosphere. If I enter the Stratosphere with a pin, then I just don't have a power that's useful except drawing cards, I guess. So there's that.
Yeah.
So many options.
Yeah, so many options, but I have to say I'm pretty psyched about this setup because it's making us think, you know, like we can't use Wraith the way you normally use her. You can't use Tempest necessarily the way you normally use him.
Yeah, I'll use Into the Stratosphere. And that took the pin away automatically because it was the only card. And then I will use the power to draw 2 extra cards.
What does this say here? Nepicross says, Astral Premonition to get all the relics onto the bottom of Gloomy's deck, then use Tachyon's Experiment to discard them from the bottom. That would be a fantastic strategy if we had Tachyon.
Yeah, so now, the options you have here, the Amulet of Elder Gods is really good to have out. As is I like the Tome of Elder Magic, but I mean, her power is so good to just use her own power instead of Tome of Elder Magic.
Yeah. So it looks like, so you would say Scouring Mist. Let's read that off to people. Night Mist deals herself that card's infernal damage. Night Mist deals that card's sparkle targets 2 infernal damage each. Put the revealed card into your trash. So
yeah, I don't really like that card.
Yeah.
If I were you, I would play the Amulet or the Tome if you wanted, but probably the Amulet. It's really good because you don't have to use it, but it lets you.
Yeah, it's a good option.
Yeah, redirect large amounts of damage,
and then you have it. If you get it out, and then you have it. Some people like to have 2 guard houses because then you have it. All right, Night Mist, select card. All right, so what do we got here? I got Enlightenment, Call Forth, and Mist-Fueled Recovery. Yeah. All right, so the Enlightenment is real top card. And someone can draw a bunch of cards.
To be honest, we're fine.
Yeah, and I don't need but I also don't need Mist-Fueled Recovery. So I'll just
discard it for 4 health.
That's true. That's yeah, I like that.
You also have 2 relics you don't need that you can discard for 3 health each. So
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and actually get Mist-Fueled Recovery on top, and then I'm gonna keep Enlightenment and Call Forth. in that order. And then, yeah, like you say, I'm going to go ahead and discard Misfueled Recovery for 4 health.
And you're almost at full.
Yep. I'm going to hang on to that Enlightenment, Darkrai Dante. And yes, I agree with you that would be... I could do it for 4 cards, but as John says, I mean, nobody is really hurting for cards right now. You know, Wraith has got, what is this, like 8 cards. Tempest has, you know, he's got Localized Hurricane out, which is, you know, crazy cards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, we're not hurting for cards.
Well, I guess I'll go ahead and use Prophetic Vision to see what the environment's doing. Not paparazzi in the scene. Thank you very much. Easily, we can get rid of the Impending Casualty by discarding a card. Yep. I think we'll go with that. The Plumbing Monorail is nice, but again, Gloomweaver's immune to melee damage, so...
Yeah.
So Impending Casualty goes on top, and then the other cards on the bottom. And then I'm just going to reveal my own deck, because I need cards that Visionary wants to play.
Bunnies aren't so cute like everybody's.
Mental Divergence. Yes, please.
Sorry, Silverleaf made me think of bunnies. And once more with feeling. I had to burst into song for a moment there.
So Tachyon or Tempest has 1,000,000 cards and is happy to discard.
Yep. Boop.
Like one of these duplicate copies of things I have so many of. Is there a thunderstorm happening?
The cleaning crew's coming through Launch House, and that's their big garbage can on wheels.
Ah.
Yep.
All right. So you've got an impromptu invention.
I do, which is pretty much always the card to play. So we'll play that. I got a mega computer. Let's see.
I mean, at this point, I would go with the smoke bombs or a mega computer, but I like smoke bombs.
Yeah. Let's see. Whenever villain card would be deal damage from here, target the lowest HP directly to the highest. Yeah. I like that. We'll put that into play, and then. Yeah, honestly,
you can blow up later.
I'm just gonna put out a second infrared eyepiece.
Yeah, I mean, so are we gonna kill the pin? I guess you can hit the pin with Razor Ordnance if you want, or just infrared eyepiece. We know that there's Strength of the Grave on top, so we don't actually have to look at the top if we don't want to. You could use stealth.
Yeah. So who else has a? Oh, yeah. Darkwatch Night Mist has that. Yeah, I'm gonna start. I mean, not that she would really hurt for healing, but the sooner we can get rid of it, the better. And then I will go ahead and stealth.
Well, and she can redirect it back to Gloomweaver.
Yeah, that's true.
Poor Gloomweaver. Sometimes he doesn't get any respect. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna. I guess I'll just Lightning Slash Gloomweaver. Start chipping away.
Do it.
And continue to collect large numbers of cards. Genebound Shackles.
Ah, there we go. All right, so let's see what we got here. Mist form. Night Fizz. So this is my telekinetic cocoon. Not really useful right now. Scouring Mists.
So you know that there's a 1 on top, right? The Enlightenment.
Yep.
So Scouring Mist is not really a super good proposition.
And the ones that are on the top, those are spells? Any of the ones that say she deals X damage and then whatever. Those
Any of
are
the
all
ones
spells?
that have a keyword that says spell.
Right, I understand that, but
Enlightenment is a spell, so if you play Tome of Elder Magic and use it, you'll get the Enlightenment. For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that makes sense to play really is the Tome.
Yeah.
And you could either use it or use your regular one.
Yeah, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use my regular power. So we got the Enlightenment, the Call Forth, and then an Oblivion. So, I'm actually going to put the Oblivion first. I'm going to put Enlightenment and then Call Forth, but I'm probably not going to use Oblivion next turn. I'm probably going to want to see.
Hold on to it.
Yeah, hold on to it and see what we got. Keep Oblivion and whatever in order there, just in case I need them. And yeah, I've already got a Star Shield necklace in, so I'm going to go ahead and...
You have, like, you're wasting it. Like, I wouldn't even discard a card.
Actually, yeah, I concur with that assessment. So let's go back to...
End of turn.
End of turn. And we'll skip this. That way I can use it as one of the ones to redirect this. So yes, I do want to discard. I want a Star Shield and Amulet. And we'll send that over towards Gloomy.
Stop hitting yourself. Okay, I can play Mental Divergence, because then you have it. And then I'm going to see what unless someone wants an ongoing from their trash onto their top of their deck, but I don't think so.
Wraith has none.
Yeah, I don't think actually anyone has any ongoings in their trash. Oh, Grievous Hailstorm. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so I'm just going to look at the environment.
Well, Evil Dice Monkey, I am actually not playing Darkwatch Night Mist better than you. The chat and John are playing Darkwatch Night Mist better. I am not playing it by myself.
All right, we'll have another impending casualty. I would love to get a Twist the Ether to help us start doing more damage to Gloomweaver.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we're hanging tough, and that's great. But I want to see him with much less health.
Tempest is again happy to discard.
Or I'd like to see the dive in and try and find. Oh, Lewd Dolphin, you're funny. They're
all right,
doing
so now we don't know
quotes
what's
that aren't
on
really
top
mean.
of Gloomweaver's deck for the first time in
the whole game. Yeah. Well, we can. I've got infrared eyepiece, so we can find out.
Because you have nothing else to do.
Yeah, I really don't have much else to do. Like, it doesn't make any sense for me to get throwing knives out.
You can use Stun Bolt to reduce his damage, but it doesn't really matter. I would just start putting out play suit yourself or mega computers or just start playing stuff. The more equipment you have, the more your inventory barrage bomb will do.
Yeah, I'm gonna get mega computer out, and then I'm going to infrared eyepiece. All right, so we got an Indigo Pin and a Chosen Disciple. So the Indigo Pin is at the end of that hero's turn, the hero's player discards a card. I don't love that. And then just Chosen Disciple. At the end of the villain turn, move one zombie from the villain trash into play. Then this card deals the hero target with the highest HP X melee damage, where X equals the number of zombies in play plus 2.
Yeah, I'd put out the Indigo Pin. It's going to go next to Visionary, and we'll kill it before she goes. And you could always use Infrared Eyepiece again if you want.
That's honestly what I was going to do. Might as well just see what we got.
Variant unlocked.
And we got.
Put the zombie.
Something for somebody else to damage that can actually take melee or projectile damage. Ooh, and there's a grappling hook. Okay. Yeah, see, now she's getting some cards that could be useful.
Yeah. I'm going to... I love getting cards. Oh, yeah, I want to put out...
You absolutely can twist the Ether's Ether and twist the twist of the Ether's Ether. If you're asking, can you have more than one Twist the Ether played on a card?
Yes.
That is the answer. Yes, you can.
Certainly you can do that. I'll put out Genebound Shackles and hope to get an Elemental Subwave Inducer.
Yeah, that's the one thing that honestly would make this game a lot easier, is just twisting the Ether on everybody.
I got 2 more Genebound Shackles.
Of course you did.
Oh, hey, Electrical Storm. That's useful.
We have a question. Did the recent patch fix the imbued vitality issue?
Yes. Well, the upcoming patch will fix it.
All right. Oblivion is not the right choice for the moment.
I would just skip.
Yeah, I was going to say, neither is Scouring Mist.
I mean, if you want a spell you could use the Tome of Elder Magic, and you're going to get you're going to get the Enlightenment. But I mean, you're going to get it anyways. So if you want to shuffle your deck after, which maybe you do, you could use the Tome of Elder Magic to get a spell, to get that Enlightenment. I mean, you want that Enlightenment. You want to draw more cards, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just skip. And
remember, you're near full hit points. So it's probably not worth discarding.
Yeah, I'm only two away, so let's skip. Actually, real quick, I wanted to show everybody that because I know some people still don't know that. Any card that has hit points, if you click on the hit points, it'll toggle you between maximum hit points and current hit points. I know some people don't know that, so there you go.
All right, let's see what the environment has. Another impending casualty. I'm okay with that again, being on top. And we'll keep the terrible cards away. And we'll get rid of Strength of the Grave, which would actually help that zombie. Sorry, zombie. You don't get help. Oh, good. More start of turn damage. That's how we're going to kill him. Automatic damage of different types. Tempest is happy to discard. He has so many cards. I wouldn't bother. Your cards are more valuable than 2 hit points.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still over 20, so I'm not really concerned.
If you're over 10, don't be concerned.
All right.
Play more mega computers? I don't know. I would just play Suit Yourself or something like. If you want, you could play more equipments to for the big barrage, but you can't use it yet. So
yeah. Ooh.
All right, let's get the Drum of Despair.
Yeah.
And we'll destroy it in like 1 turn.
Actually,
all right.
I'm gonna infrared eyepiece again, and maybe we'll get the other relic.
You don't want that.
I don't want that, John.
If it came up in infrared eyepiece, it would be on the bottom now.
I know. I understand now.
Okay.
Whatever. But it didn't turn out that way, so we're fine.
All right.
It was the Sable Pin, so I banished that to the bottom of the deck, and now hopefully we have 2 relics in a row.
I will kill this zombie with extreme prejudice. And there's my subwave inducer. 2 of them.
Yeah, Gotha Dream says we sound like the odd couple, and there's more truth to that than you know, sir. We are definitely in some ways a very odd couple. All right, let's see here. Call forth. Reveal cards on the top of your deck until the discarded cards.
You only have 2 relics, though. So
reveal. Put the relics into your hand. Yeah. Then there's Enlightenment. Top card of your deck. What did I have on the top?
You don't know.
I don't know. That's right.
I would go for Enlightenment. Draw more cards.
Yeah.
Hey, 3. That's good. Like, you have tons of hit points. And if you want, you can discard for it. But I even wouldn't. Just get more cards for yourself.
For me, you think I should do it? All right.
I mean, yeah. Night Mist, lives on having lots of cards.
Yeah, because then I can discard them.
So you can trade them for hit points. You can, yeah.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do.
You want to be cycling through your deck as fast as possible.
Base power.
And that's this version of Night Mist is slower because she can't draw cards for damage like the other versions of Night Mist.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I don't care about any of these, except for the Oblivion, which I don't want an Oblivion with 2 3s. Yeah.
Well, grab the Oblivion for later.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because I have a 1 Oblivion in hand. Now I have a 2 Oblivion in hand. Let's see here. I'm gonna discard Scour. Oh, I already have a Tome of Elder Magic, so I'm gonna discard that for 4 hit points. All
right, and I'm gonna go ahead and put Demoralization out, And look at the environment deck, I guess, because we know that that Gloomweaver's playing one of the relics, right? So,
yep.
And then we'll kill that relic dead. More police backup, sure. Our friends who are ineffective against a like god of the underworld.
Yep.
But they're trying.
Wah, wah. What is Gloomweaver's flip condition?
If he gets all the relics in play.
In play. Got it.
At the start of his turn.
All right.
All right. What kind of damage can you deal, miss?
Yeah.
You could do 14 damage with an inventory barrage. It's probably not worth it though.
Well, but I mean, I have 2 razor ordinances in hand and a throwing knives, 2 utility belts. Like I could probably get set back up again.
You don't have to do that. Do that for the last one.
All right. Well, in that case, then I'm gonna go ahead and get throwing knives out, and I'll just razor ordinance and throwing knives against the Drum of Despair.
The Visionary can look at Gloomweaver's deck, so we don't really need the infra die pieces.
So, by the way, I should mention we were doing a test game earlier internally, and Jen was playing Wraith, and she had there was I think we were playing in Silver Gulch, and so she had what's it called? She had micro targeting computer out. We had 2 explosive wagons out, and we were also there was a legacy in play who had something like either a galvanized running or something, whatever. She was doing 7 damage per throwing knives. So she was doing like 21 damage per turn.
Pretty ridiculous.
It was pretty ridiculous. It was good.
All right, I have my elemental subwave inducer out, so that's gonna pretty much total Gloomweaver basically starting next turn.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, so
Wraith is the hero Megalopolis needs, but not the hero Megalopolis deserves.
I mean, Oblivion isn't a bad idea. It's only like 3 damage to us. And you can even discard...
Yeah, I have 2 3s on the top. No, I don't. What did I have?
You have 2 3s on the top.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. All right, yeah, we can do that. I mean, we're all over 20, so...
And then for the damage that you would do to yourself, you can redirect it. Oh, the Wraith punches you. You should have hit yourself first. Oh well.
It's all right. I'll just do this.
It's 1 less damage, but that's okay. And 1 more damage to yourself.
All right, and let's see what's going on my deck. All right, an Elder Rings that increases damage by Night Mist. We got an Enlightenment, which we already talked about, and a Master of Magic. Whenever you play a spell card... Did I already have a Master of Magic? I already have a Master of Magic.
Yeah, you have one already.
I do, yeah.
So you could pick up the 3 and discard it if you wanted.
Yeah, I think I might do that. And then that'll be 2 2s on top.
So not quite killing the drum in 1 round, though we could have if we really wanted to.
Yeah, we got at the start of the villain turn, each player may discard 2 cards or destroy 1 of their cards. If they do neither, Gloomweaver deals their hero 3 infernal damage.
Yeah. I'll put out Foresight, and then the drum can destroy it for me. I don't care about that. And we need her to look at the villain deck, though. How about we don't put that relics back into play, let's choose the indigo pin.
All right. She can discard 2 cards because she's got a ton. So let's get rid of. We'll get rid of the trust funds. And
Goodbye, police backup.
thanks, guys. Let's see here. She can take it.
Tempest, he can discard 2 cards.
How much is it for?
It's 3. It's 4 to her. 3. It starts with 3. But there's nemesis damage.
Yeah.
This is like the first turn we didn't know what the environment was going to play.
All right. So I don't have. We got hostage situations. We can't play cards. So I can use my 2 powers. So let's go ahead and let's see. If I Razor Ordnance, that'll take out the drum all the way, and then I'll just go ahead. Yeah, and then I'll like Razor or Infrared Eyepiece after that. Get rid of the drum. All right, 2 out of 3 relics in the trash. And then let's Infrared Eyepiece so we can see what's going on here. Cursed Acolyte and Chosen Disciple. Probably Chosen Disciple, right? Cursed Acolyte does a lot of damage.
Yeah, she's not too bad. Choose her. Now I will deal the damage to you, Mr. Gloomweaver. I will choose Infernal, I think. I will Infernalate the damage, but I can't play cards. Oh well. Yeah, now it's a race between killing Gloomweaver and getting his relics.
Yeah.
Runway is mad that we didn't choose his card. So you already know what the top of your deck is, so it's up to you if you want to do that again or just get an extra card.
Yeah, it's 2 2s, right? But,
yeah.
And what are they?
You put them there. You don't remember?
This is why I'm not good at Night Mist. I don't remember from turn to turn what's happening.
I believe it's healing stuff. I would use Tome of Elder Magic, and then you'll get a shuffle, so you might get something else. Enlightenment's good.
Did you vote? I heard the vote sound.
I voted for Skip.
Oh, oh, it's up there. Haha. The worst card in the deck is Gloomweaver.
All right, do we want to leave that cultist on top, or do we want to try for something else?
I mean, what's the other option?
I could look at the environment.
Right.
Maybe I'll do that. I hate paparazzi.
Yeah.
Plummeting monorail or cramped quarters combat.
So you got to do the monorail.
Yeah, I think monorail.
Otherwise, we can't do anything to him this turn.
Well, Tempest can, but no one else. I mean, no one else really can anyways, but yeah. Oh no! The pin just made me discard a card. I think we can all agree to discard a card.
I concur. All right, so I'll get rid of one of these grappling hooks. And get rid of one of the Oblivions.
Monorail. You could have the chosen disciple punch her own zombie.
Yeah, but I'm not going to.
It's not really worth it.
Yeah, I don't have enough cards to be like just
Actually,
throwing away
the wraith will kill the zombie.
There you go.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, you could just grappling hook that monorail if you want, unless you have something better to do. I really want to get a Twist of Ether and put it on the wraith and do all the damage, but
all right. Yeah. Haha, I used the other one.
Ugh. There's the Grimoire of Curses.
There it is. Get that bad boy into play. All right, and then I'm actually gonna go ahead and no, not that. Let's do that and get rid of that indigo pin. Visionary.
Silverleaf thinks the voting noise is very annoying.
Yeah, so we know we need to have a voting noise, but I agree with you. I don't know that this is the right one.
It needs to be noticeable and annoying if you get it pressed a whole bunch, but not annoying normally. So we'll see. We're working on it.
Yeah, so like don't do anything for a second, John. So like this is I want to be able to, this is a bad example because I can't like just click.
Double click it and click.
Oh, right. So wait, double click and then what?
Play card.
If I do that, it drops out of it.
Oh, okay. Well,
so yeah, but the idea is like when you've got like a damage dealing screen, you want to be able to click to like, hey, dummy, someone's not voting. That's the idea of that noise. Now, right now it kind of sounds like the you clicked somewhere you're not supposed to click indicator sound. That's what it kind of sounds like, and so we have to change that. But the main reason we did this was because we had this sound, and we were like, well, let's just implement one and get it in there so we can start to get a feel for how it sounds.
Yeah, now the Tempest can deal damage to Gloomweaver. It's awesome. Infernal Lightning. All right, do whatever you want, Night Mist.
Yeah. What do I have? Yeah, so I don't have any ongoing destruction. There's nothing to. I have ongoing destruction. There's nothing to destroy. Nobody needs cards.
You need cards.
That's true. I might as well just do that. I'll just do it with Enlightenment.
You always need cards.
Ugh, one.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
You want to play that, you don't want to discard it. Oh, well. I guess the Visionary could draw cards too, but it's not a big deal. We had this in the bag. You skipped your power? Why?
I don't know why. I thought it was doing something different. All right. Which one is
There you go.
extra
You can play
combination?
Mistbound and prevent Gloomweaver from playing cards.
So it's a 3 and a 4. And I'm not gonna buy that. This is what I thought it was. I thought it was asking me if I wanted to discard to heal. That's what I thought was happening, and that's why I hit skip. I'm hitting skip, but nothing's happening.
Silverleaf says he skipped because Jeremy.
Yeah. I am pushing the skip button and nothing is happening. Let's get rid of, Yep. All right,
Okay,
let's see here.
let's
What if
try
I-
undoing to end of turn.
Nope. That's an interesting bug.
I am receiving. Oh, but interesting. Let's try undoing to your draw card. Our
Nope.
games are slightly out of sync,
Hmm.
but it's not picking it up. Let's just go back to the start of your turn then.
All right. What did I don't even remember what I did this turn.
You played Enlightenment.
Yes. Okay. So Enlightenment. Heedless Lash, which was bad. Do I want to discard cards? No. Then yes to Night Mist. Then Power. Keep Mistbound. Then Fuel Recovery. So that's a 3 and a 4. And then I was going... So this is Night Mist, drag a card, or skip. Skip! There we go. Wonderful.
Yeah, something to do with when you skipped and we went back or something.
Yeah.
Got it mixed up there, so I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know. Rest the mind on the zombie.
Spike that mind. No paparazzi!
Yeah, traffic pileup it is. Yeah, Megalopolis, you'd think it would be like a straightforward environment, but it's actually like, it's one of the worst environments for new players because it's full of, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Yeah, like if you're trying to learn the rhythm of the game, it messes up that rhythm fairly regularly.
Yeah. So it can be a pretty difficult environment, especially when like all of these you can't do this stuff starts piling up and you can't get rid of them, which can occur.
So Mario Fanatic C XV asked, do you think adding a check synchronization button could help? Obviously, part of the goal of our A, internal development and testing, and B, the public beta, is to minimize those sort of synchronization issues. Obviously, once we release, the hope was that we'll have auto fixes into the game, so that if we lose synchronization, it'll be able to find it again and set it all up on its own without having to have a button for people to push.
Yep, and that's what it does. So obviously there's some bugs, but that's software.
Yeah. I think I'm going to grappling hook that traffic pileup out of there. Unless
Why
you
don't
can think of
you
something else to do.
Inventory barrage the Grimoire of Curses.
Oh, I guess that's true. All right, so yeah, so let's see here. Inventory barrage. Wraith deals one target X projectile, where X is 2 times the number of cards destroyed this way, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 16.
Fire everything.
All right, let's
They
do
say.
it.
Whee!
Why did you have to vote for that?
Because it's an ordering decision.
Aha. All right, 9 more damage.
And that is something we are going to make it so you wouldn't have to have people vote on, but right now it still is that way.
Apparently my name has become a verb in the chat room this evening.
Isn't your name a verb?
Deal all the damage. I've always wanted my name to be a verb.
Tempest is going to do it.
All right, Tempest.
Of course, the check does not occur until the start of the
Start of the turn, right. Mad Max Jeremy's Road. Oh, speaking of movies, did you guys all go see Ant-Man? It was sweet.
I saw Ant-Man. It was pretty great.
Yeah, it was definitely the anti-Marvel hero movie at this point, because they've just been getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and this one obviously.
Yeah, but it was like, I mean, I thought it was like, you know, how Captain America: Winter Soldier was like a spy movie. This was
a heist movie. Yeah, totally.
They actually they take a movie style and then like make a superhero movie like that, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I really dug the way that they were. They basically took a heist movie, but then kept the scale. Like, look, I'm not gonna lie. As a dad, there was a certain amount of the whole like dad-daughter stuff that really connected with me, especially when they start like playing in the kids' toys. That was really cool. I got a real big kick out of that.
I chose the environment to be terrible. And I rested the mind of the traffic pileup, which I think is awesome.
How do you rest the mind of something that has no mind?
I am controlling the...
And there he is.
The self-driving cars are under my control.
Yeah, here, this is one for Gotha Dream. We gotta go back! We gotta go back! And he lost fans there. Yes, Kate is finally over Jack. All right, so there he is, Gloomweaver. He's stuck in the Nether Realm, or wherever it is that he's stuck. So that's good.
That's right. He really wanted that Drool Milk Chocolate. Like, you can see him, like, he wants that.
Yeah.
But he can't have it.
He's like, but I have tickets for Funny Bunny! Yep, so look at that. 17, 18, 17, 17. Everybody over 15 hit points. And actually, we didn't even... Wait, where's Gloomweaver's hit points?
Oh, I think that this might be because Jennifer was working on the screen.
Okay, yeah. So you guys might have noticed, as of Infernal Relics, that's in the shipping version, right?
Actually, yeah, I'll have to see why this is happening. It might be. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, but there you can now see villain hit points on this screen. We're also working on, we've had lots of requests, and it's definitely something that is in our long-term goals, is to add more statistics to this screen, so you can see things like, how many cards were played, how many rounds, etc., etc. And that's all in the works eventually. I can't give you a time frame on that. But one of the things you can see is hit points, and this is one of those ones where I would have liked to see it, because he still had like over 25 hit points, but we still won, because it was his alternate condition. So,
yep.
Cool.
Well done.
Oh, look at this. It worked out well. So, yes, you guys saw the ringtone news item, but now we have another news item here. What does that say? It says, we need your help. The multiplayer public beta on Steam starts in August. Join the mailing list now to receive instructions. That's right. You guys could be our potential sidekicks.
That's right. And that's going to be an open public beta, so anyone can join. There's no restrictions.
Yeah.
So sign up for the mailing list, and you will be invited.
Exactly. Yeah, don't. It's not going to be like the last time where it's like, oh, we're going to have a bunch of people sign up, and then I've got to pick 25 out of the 140 that signed up. It's literally anyone who wants to can participate as long as you own the game on Steam. So,
yeah. And the real goal for it is, we want to make sure that, that it can handle more players, right?
Right, exactly.
And that we get lots of feedback for ideas that come from a lot more players, but still not. It's still not necessarily going to be finished because we want to get feedback from you guys on a wider scale before we say it's finished. So,
all right. So we will take a couple of questions. Mario Fanatic CXV has, all right. So I know you guys are focused on multiplayer, but which mini expansion 2 deck are you most excited to work on? For those who are keeping track at home, mini pack 2 will include the other another 3 decks: 1 hero, 1 villain, 1 environment. It's going to be the Scholar. Misinformation is the villain, and the environment is Final Wasteland. John, did you have a favorite out of those 3 that we're excited to work on? I mean, you don't actually make the decks. It's Jean-Marc and Jennifer who mainly do the deck list. So
yeah, Jean-Marc and I were talking about it today at lunch, actually, and we were talking about some of the ridiculous cards that are in Mini Pack 2. And so there are going to be some challenging stuff. There's going to be some challenging stuff in there, particularly with Misinformation has a card called Isolated Hero that says it goes next to a hero, and that hero cannot affect or be affected by other heroes. So that one's going to be interesting to implement in the engine and deal with that. And then there's in the Final Wasteland, of course, there's the Unforgiving Wasteland, where cards cannot be where cards get removed from the game if an environment target destroys them. So heroes can actually be removed from the game, which is something that can't happen now. So we need to deal with that. And so the Scholar is going to be cool too. Scholar, we don't anticipate too many troubles with the Scholar, but he's a pretty awesome character. Yesterday, I was playing at Sentinels Night here in Halifax, and one of our guys played the Scholar, and he had 4 forms out in total that were causing him to increase his HP gain by 2, and every time he healed, he would do that amount of damage. And so he would heal himself for 1 and do 3 damage twice. And with Obsidian Fields and Legacy and stuff, it was just ridiculous. He would heal him. If I heal him for 1 hit point, he would do 10 damage. It's kind of ridiculous.
All right, so to follow up on some more questions, Nipacross is asking, and I'll reiterate from the beginning, at some point we are considering the idea of allowing people to play in games even if they don't have all the expansion content, but at least absolutely through the public beta, and in all likelihood in the first release, final release of multiplayer. In order to participate in the game, you will need to have all the content that is being used in that game. We are looking into the options of using a compatibility pack, which would allow people, so for instance, let's say I have the core game in Rook City, but someone starts a multiplayer game and they want to play Argent Adept. In the first version and the public beta, if I don't have Argent Adept, I won't even be able to see that game. Or actually, I'll be able to see it, but I won't be able to join that game because I don't have the required...
You won't see it.
Oh, you won't see it? Okay. So that, as you can see, this is obviously still ever evolving, but I will not be able to see that game. If we were to release a compatibility pack that would allow me to see content that I don't actually have installed on my computer, I would have to download something else in order to do so. And we're looking into whether or not we can do something like that. But rather than delay a release of multiplayer, that it would be something that comes out afterward. Because yes, I agree with you, Nipacross. That would be an interesting way, specifically to preview content that you're considering maybe buying. But it's just, from a technical point of view, we don't want to have to add more things to the list of stuff we have to get done before we can release multiplayer. So, all right, so let's see what else we got here from questions. Which comes next, multiplayer or mini pack 2? Next is the public beta. That is absolutely the next thing. That comes out sometime in the month of August. In terms of what is going to be officially released after that, whether it's multiplayer or mini pack 2, that is yet to be seen. Those will probably actually start being worked on sort of in tandem. And it'll just be a question of when we think, multiplayer is on its own track. So when we think that multiplayer is done and ready for prime time, we will release it, irrespective of whether mini pack 2 is out or not. So... All right, more questions. Will challenge mode be an additional mode of play in the online version?
I mean, we're planning to implement the challenges at some point. It's really doesn't have anything to do with multiplayer.
Yeah. Yeah, we absolutely, having another way to play against... I mean, challenge modes, as Christopher and the other Greater Than Games guys said when they released the challenge mode PDF, it basically doubles the challenges, you know what I mean? Because you can play a challenge mode... regular, you can play a challenge mode advanced. So right now you have 2 different ways to play a villain, regular, advanced. With challenge, you can play them regular, you can play them advanced, you can play regular challenge or regular advanced. So it doubles the challenges. But there are obviously some implementation details. They're not necessarily very straightforward. Some of them are, but some of them are not. So, it'd be more implementation time for us. So yes, we would, again, like to do them. It's just a question of time and priorities.
Yep. Ipiku asks, what about variants in multiplayer? So if you don't have a variant unlocked, you can't play that variant yourself, but other people can choose it.
Yeah, and actually, so this is probably a good, we can talk about this from a technical perspective. You can play, so let's say I don't have GI Bunker unlocked, but John does. He can play GI Bunker in the game that I'm in, and I'll be able to see GI Bunker. Why is that? Because variants are in the binary. They're in the game itself. That's why we can release a password 30 days after we release an update, and you can unlock it even if, so for instance, you know, let's say there's a variant that requires Rook City to get the story challenge done. Let's say you don't want to do the story challenge. You can just enter in the code and unlock it. And the reason for that is because the variant files for characters that are in the core game are in the core game. That is not the case with expansion content. Expansion content is actually files that need to be downloaded from a server somewhere. So you physically don't have those files in your game yet. That's why we would need to release a compatibility pack, which would be a separate download. And that's why, again, technically speaking, this starts to get a little bit more complicated, and that's why we're still looking into it and not doing it for sure yet.
Yep.
So I hope that makes sense to everybody. Nepicross is asking all the questions to make it that much harder on the developers. Hey, asking the questions is fine. Ask away.
What should Silverleaf name her other rabbit?
I admit I was not watching the chat, but
what's the first rabbit's name? Have you decided, Silverleaf?
I would vote for Anya.
Let us know.
Or Anyanka.
Pride and Prejudice was a good set of names.
True.
But she doesn't know the books, so she wasn't sure if she'd have some Jane Austen fans come after her.
Orange Angry Orangutan asks, I know this is a long shot, but at some point could we get a campaign mode? Not as long of a shot as you might think. That is something that actually both John and myself have been campaigning for a while, actually, because we know that Christopher has in his mind the story. You know, here's the heroes that are versus a certain villain at a certain point in the longer narrative. And we would absolutely love to put something together like that, a story mode where you sort of step through various battles in a specific order. And if and or when A, Greater Than Games has time to sit down and actually write that out for us, and B, we have the time to implement it, that'd absolutely be something we would want to do. But again, it's just a question of timing and priorities. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So Silverleaf's first bunny is 90% meeple. I think the second bunny should be 10% meeple.
Meeple and sheeple.
Or some other, I mean, if it's going to be meeple, then make the other one some other game component, like pawn, or I guess die isn't probably a great name for an animal. Could think about that.
Widget.
Is widget a gaming component?
Well, I mean, you know, like oh, I've got all these widgets on the table, like to count things and do this and that and whatever, blah blah. I mean,
yeah,
maybe
but
widget is
like an actual thing.
Yeah, no, I know. That's not the word I'm thinking of. It's like what's the thing that you use to count hit points?
A die.
Dies, or there's other words for it. I can't think of.
I mean, they're different things.
Yeah, token is one.
Sentinel sidekick. You should name the rabbit Sentinel Sidekick. Good name.
Potential sidekick.
Someone asked about plans for other variants. We do plan to release more variants, so just watch out for that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tease this, guys. Somewhere at Handelabra, there is a document that is actually already listing out exactly when all variants will come out and with what expansions.
Well, the plan so far.
Yes, the plan. It's not carved in a tablet, a stone tablet.
It's carved
somewhere.
in a Google Doc.
It's carved in a Google Doc. So if somebody wants to hack into our Google Docs and try and find it,
please don't hack into our Google Docs.
Yeah, don't hack into our Google Docs. But it's there if somebody wants to try and find it. So,
when will the Game of Thrones expansion come to this game?
That would be half past never, most likely.
Well, winter. It's coming in winter. Winter is coming.
Indeed. All right, folks. So as we said, just a quick program note. I just wanted to remind everybody who might not have been here right off the bat that we are. There's a possibility we will not be streaming next Tuesday at 8. We're going to see what we can do, but because it's Gen Con setup week, I will already be in Indy, and John will be somewhere between Halifax and Cleveland, because he's actually stopping in Cleveland to pick up Jennifer and then drive her to Indianapolis. So we may all be in various places that cannot stream on Tuesday night, but we're going to try. Aside from that, we're also going to try and stream during the show. So stay tuned to our Twitter channel, or excuse me, our Twitch channel, and maybe you'll see some stuff live from the Gen Con floor. But that's probably going to be about it. So if not, we will resume the following week. I believe it's August 4th is the following Tuesday. John may actually not be back by then. But I will definitely stream maybe with a special guest on August 4th because I will be home in Cleveland.
On the 4th, I will probably be somewhere in Quebec. So I might be able to join. We'll see.
Yeah.
Do they have internet in Quebec? I think they do. Bye.
All right, folks. So have a great evening. If you're going to Gen Con, we will